2.1, 1.3, and 3.8. You're probably thinking to yourself, Trey, what the hell are you saying right now? Which is totally valid since I didn't actually explain myself and I just gave you 3 random data points or stats, which could literally mean anything in the world. But if you could take an educated guess, I would hope that you could come to the answer that those numbers have to do with something that is real estate related, since this is a real estate channel at the end of the day, right? We cover the ins and outs of the market with a distinct focus on Toronto and Canada for the majority of the time and on a very frequent basis. In today's video, we're going to have an in-depth look at the numbers of the April 2024 TREB Market Watch report. You'll hear us talk about prices, where opportunities lie for buyers right now, how many listings are on the market, and which asset classes have the most number of units on the market. We'll go over total sales volume, and we'll skim over some of the real estate articles that have been in the news as of late. Before I tell you what those numbers from the beginning of the video actually mean, my name is Trey Folks, and I'm a real estate agent here in the city of Toronto in the GTA. If you would like to stay in the know about these real estate markets, or if you're someone who is actively in the market right now, either buying, looking to sell, or in the rental department, then please be sure to reach out to me using that first link down in the description below so that we could stay connected, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already while you're at it. Okay, so here is the grand reveal. Those numbers that I round off represent the inventory rate for 3 specific asset classes in the Toronto real estate market. I've gone over what the inventory rate is in many of my other videos, and I always refer back to this stat since it really paints us a picture of how the market is doing if you're a buyer or seller out there. Detached properties in the 416 area code had an inventory rate of 2.1 months, semis had an inventory rate of 1.3 months, and the last number, which is the highest of the 3, is sitting at 3.8 months and represents the inventory rate for the condo market here in the city of Toronto. And what does this all mean? This means that buyers, especially first-time home buyers in that condo market right now, looking to make their first purchases, have their pick of the litter and can actually take their time when offering on a place that suits their needs. Active listings for the month of April 2024 also came in at 18,088 units for the GTA as a whole, so keep that in mind. And this number was actually up 45% month over month when compared with March 2024. But the crazy thing about the current inventory on the market right now is that condos represent 65.78, so basically 66% of all active inventory in the 416 area code. Keep in mind that this is actually just true Toronto, and we're excluding Durham and other parts of the GTA here. That's why that initial number that I said before makes sense. And when you peel it back even further and look at investors that have no longer been able to hold onto their units anymore for a variety of reasons, whether it be that interest rates may have caught up to a landlord and they're no longer cash flowing on their units, they may have had a tenant in there that isn't paying rent or isn't treating the unit in a respectful manner. Some people may dump their units because they heard the federal government wants to increase capital gains taxes. While this would affect everyone, corporations and investors would be getting hit the hardest here. So for any one of these reasons mentioned is why there's a lot of condo inventory for sale on the market right now, and mainly it's from that investor pool. I'd like to add that we all know parking in the city of Toronto is super hard to come by, but the lack of parking spots, especially for these 1-bedroom condo units on the market right now, could be making it difficult for those people to sell their units, and that's probably why these units are sitting for 60 days, 80 days, and 100 days plus. It used to be really common for developers to only offer parking to purchasers if their units were above a certain square footage or size, but now all of those units that are on the market, they may only appeal to other investors opposed to end users, and end users are the ones buying right now, not investors. So I wonder if that will ever change in the sales process of pre-cons. It will really be interesting to see what happens with prices here for the rest of the year. So far, the first 4 months of the year here in 2024 have replicated those of last year in 23 by having small monthly gains from January all the way through April. If you have a look at my screen here, you'll see that the GTA market as a whole is up 12.8% from January to April this year. Total sales being just over 7,100 units for the month of April isn't anything to be overly excited about. It's not good, but it's also not really bad. We're down about 5% year over year when comparing to last April, but up 8.5% month over month. What I'm noticing right now is that if you're a home seller, you really have to make sure that your home is in tip-top shape, number one, and presents really well, in addition to having a competitive price. Subpar listings that are overly priced aren't going to be getting people through the doors after a couple of days on market. If you're in the freehold category, you do have a better chance of having healthy amount of showings and getting people through your open houses and whatnot, but the price, I can't stress it enough, it really does have to be right. Lastly, if rate cuts do come at some point this year, and if most asset classes remain at the quote-unquote seller's market level of inventory below that 3-month level, then we could have upward pressure on home prices near the end of the year. People that have been holding off on the sidelines are finding comfortability and re-entering the marketplace right now. My open houses that have been running the past couple of weekends have been busy with people, so it just goes to show you that more people are out there and they're thinking about potentially making a move. I also think that a lot of people are going to be waiting for that June 5th announcement by the Bank of Canada before being fully set with their decisions, but only time will tell. Again, my name is Trey, folks, and I hope that you found value in today's video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to share it with a friend and give it a thumbs up and like it. Until next time, remember to trust the process and fall in love with your journey.